So this is the vlog for today. We're off to the ExForces in Business Awards and we are hoping we win. Check it out. Do a bed dive. Do a bed dive, yeah. Right. Do it. Do it. Do it. Kids will do it, so yeah.
Which bed?
Anyone. So we drove up to London and we stayed just outside the O2 Arena and spent a lovely evening. I mean, the event was hosted by Jackie Oatley. There was loads of people there, about 3,000 people. We had to sit on our table of 6. We had wine and drinks at the table and all that type of stuff. All the COVID sort of restrictions were still in place, so that's to wear masks when you got up from the table. But it was nice to get out, dress in a tuxedo, spend some time with my wife, and more importantly, get in a hotel away from the kids. Right, so let's get into the content in the video. Here are 5 ways that you can become a better leader. So point number 1, leadership is about being a good listener. So whenever anybody comes into my office, I afford them the time that they deserve. I put my phone down, screen face down, I turn my computer monitor off. Well, I don't always turn it off, but I move away from my computer monitor and I'm giving them the attention that they deserve. They're part of my team, they work for me, they deserve the respect that I can give them. So I take some points on board, write them down, listen to everything that they've got to say, and then address every point that they make. And it's important to listen to exactly what they're saying. And exactly the same as you would with any sales call, you go 3 levels deep. So you ask them the problem again, and then you uncover what the actual problem is. So it's all about being a good listener, asking the right questions, and just being there for your team. So point number 2 is leadership's not about just giving orders. Giving orders is what you'd have in the 80s or 90s when you were a boss. We don't have that in modern business anymore. Modern business is all about bringing people along on your journey. And that's where this touches into number 3. But leaders need to have a vision and they need to understand where they're going and what they're doing. Because leadership means that you're setting the tone and the pace of the business. So you need to bring them along with you. My whole philosophy and my whole ethos is that we have an end mission, we have an end goal, and we have a financial target or we have a particular place that we need to be as a business. Everybody knows this goal, everybody understands it, and it's about how you communicate that to your team. So point number 2, leaders need to not be the boss, they don't need to tell people where they need to go. But that feeds into point number 3, which is leaders need to have a vision. And when you have a vision, you're able to articulate and understand where the team needs to get to, and then you bring them along on that journey. So it's about inspiring those people in order to bring them along on that journey. Point number 4, and this is again 2 points again, so I'm just making it up as I go along, so it's not really 5 points, but leaders need to have charisma. They need to have a little bit about them, a little bit of personality. You don't see a leader, or I've never seen a very good leader who isn't charismatic, doesn't have a bit of personality, doesn't have a bit about them that means that people buy into what they want them to do. So it's all about building a charisma. And you do that by being able to adapt quickly, understand people, and having empathy for other people is paramount. You have to understand how people are feeling. So for example, when COVID first hit, I took my team to one side, every single member of the team, and made them understand that firstly, they're going to have a job throughout the entire period. Secondly, that they're going to get full pay, regardless of whether they're furloughed or not, they're going to have full pay. And 3, everybody is going to come back to work at some point. And thankfully we're coming out the end of it and everybody still has their job, everybody was full paid, and we're all in the same boat together. So it's about building that ethos that we're all in this together. But I was able to adapt quickly, and I was able to have the charisma and the know-how and the social and personal empathy that I could bring the team together, understand what they're struggling with, and then bring them along. It's all about creating a team. That's what number 4 is, being able to adapt quickly and having charisma. And point number 5, the final one, leaders never stop growing and learning. At the moment, I'm reading Happy Sexy Millionaire by Stephen Bartlett. You can see behind me on all of the bookshelves, I'm always learning, I'm always reading news articles, I'm reading industry articles. I'm trying to understand where the industry is going so that I can become a thought leader, which is why we're doing these vlogs, so that people can understand and see that actually I'm not just a face in a business, that I have some material behind me. And I never knew how to do vlogs, I never knew how to use cameras, I never knew how to use content in order to exceed my sales goals. But now I'm using that in order to build a foundation around my personal brand, build it around who I am, and I use constantly the things that I learn so that I can build on that further. And it's about moving outside of the comfort zone. If you want your team to come along with you, it's going to be uncomfortable at some stages. And for you to, in order to lead into a space which they are uncomfortable in, you need to have been in that space before so that you can say to them, this is okay, everything's going to be all right. And once you're there, you can then move and stretch to a different comfort zone. So it's about always continually learning, continually growing. And if you're a leader now and you're moving into this space, I'd recommend that you just start reading books. Read books about your industry, read books about where your industry is going, read books on how to be a better leader, and read books from people who have done it before, because they are giving you the tools and they are giving you the next rung on the ladder. So that's it, point number 5. So there you have it, the 5 points in order for you to become a better leader. Remember, if you like these videos and you like my vlog and you like all of the behind the scenes stuff that I put together, you can always visit my channel, go and click like, subscribe, do all of the stuff that you do on YouTube. But I will see you next week, where I attended a hybrid event, online, offline. Who knows where it went? All I can tell you is that the pub was fun. I'll see you next week.